Steels, J Bancha, Diko Bancha. Pentagon International College, Tinkune, Kathmandu, where excellence prevails. Real, Jamghar jahan real party pack tyahan.
Proud to be associated with Kantipur News.
Good afternoon, I am Aprila Ghising Lama and these are the headlines of the hour. Nepal Medical Association launches protest against a verdict issued by the Consumer Court. All medical services across the country expect for emergency care at a halt. Meeting of the House of Representatives scheduled for today. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli to address the session. Israeli forces kill at least 82 people across Gaza in the latest wave of airstrikes. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is scheduled to arrive at Washington today. And Nepali national women's football team returns home after competing in the AFC Women's Asian Cup qualifiers. Team welcomed by AMFA General Secretary Kiran Rai, among others. Welcome back. The Nepal Medical Association, NMA, has launched a protest against a verdict issued by the Consumer Court. Following the association's call, all medical services across the country, except for emergency care, have been halted today. The protest comes in response to the Consumer Court's ruling in favor of compensation against 3 hospitals and several doctors. In a complaint filed by a woman in Ashar, which is around July, alleging medical negligence, the court ordered Grande City Hospital and its doctors to pay a compensation of 5.719 million Nepali rupees. Similarly, Hospital in Chahabel was ordered to pay 5.07 million Nepali rupees, and a doctor involved in the case was instructed to pay 610,000 Nepali rupees for negligence in treatment. In another case, the court found Himal Hospital and the treating doctor responsible for a patient's death due to medical negligence, ordering a total compensation of 14.5 million Nepali rupees, 70% to be paid by the hospital and 30% by the doctors involved. In response, the Nepal Medical Association has been staging a phased protest. The association announced that on Monday, July 8, all medical services except emergency care would be suspended nationwide. Furthermore, on Tuesday, July 9th, doctors will submit their license back to the Nepal Medical Council in protest. Now, a meeting of the House of Representatives under the Federal Parliament, which was scheduled today, has been started. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli is scheduled to address the session. According to Mahesh Bortaula, Chief Whip of the CPN-UML Parliamentary Party, Prime Minister Oli will brief the House on his participation in the 4th International Conference on Financing for Development organized by the United Nations and his official visit to Spain. Prime Minister Oli returned to Nepal on the Nepalese date of Ashar 20 after completing the visit. It is a parliamentary practice for the Prime Minister to inform the House both before and after any foreign trip. Similarly, Prime Minister Oli will also present the 62nd annual report of the Auditor General in the House. In today's session, Speaker Devraj Himire is also scheduled to present 2 condolence motions. Now, moving on, a landslide that occurred 3 years ago between Churchare and Gaudepo in Tinau Rural Municipality 5 of Palpa has put the Sedartha Highway at risk due to a lack of timely control measures. The landslide that fell into the Dumre Khola from the Sedartha Highway has not been properly managed by the Palpa Road Division Office, forcing vehicles to operate in a single lane along the affected stretch. As no preventive measures were taken in time, plastic sheets have been laid under the coordination of the District Administration Office for the past month in an attempt to protect the highway. With the onset of the monsoon, local residents fear that more sections of the road could collapse into the river if the landslide is not controlled soon. Locals have complained that the road could have been saved had the road division acted promptly to manage the landslide. The road division had awarded a contract 6 months ago to repair various sections of the Sedartha Highway. However, the lack of progress in the work has only increased the risk to the highway. Now, the historic Baluwa Airport in Baglung has remained non-operational for the past 34 years. Established in 1965, the airport holds strategic value for tourism and transportation in the Dhaulagiri region. However, in the absence of regular flights, the facility has remained unused and largely overlooked. Baluwa Airport, located in Narayanstan 14, approximately 10 kilometers south of Baglung's district headquarters, has remained out of operation since 1991, following the completion of the Pokhara-Baglung Highway. Years of inactivity have left the airport's infrastructure in a deteriorated state, and the region continues to lack access to domestic air services.
कुनै पनि राजनीतिक दलहरु नेताहरु यहाँबाट प्रतिनिधित्व गर्ने जनप्रतिनिधिहरु कसैले पनि यो बलेवा एयरपोर्टलाई पुनः सञ्चालन गर्नुपर्छ भन्ने तर्फ खासै ध्यान नदिएको खासै ध्यानै नदिएको मैले चाहिँ भेटाएको छु। अब यो किन उहाँहरु यसरी चाहिँ यो एयरपोर्ट प्रति चाहिँ जिम्मेवार बन्न सक्नु भएन।
The airport features a 700-meter long and 30-meter wide asphalt runway. Over the years, the government has invested close to 90 million Nepali rupees in repeated renovation efforts, including runway resurfacing, fencing, and refurbishment of the terminal building. The most recent upgrade, carried out in 2021, included fresh black topping and repainting, leaving the facility in a fully restored condition. However, no commercial flights have resumed to date.
यत्रो एयरपोर्ट पिच गरेर न यहाँबाट केही फाइदा छ जनताले केही फाइदा पाए न यहाँ चाहिँ नै यसबाट नयाँ किसिमको कुनै नयाँ टेक्निक आयो जस्तै एयरपोर्ट सञ्चालन नभए पनि एयरपोर्टको विकल्पमा अरु कुनै सञ्चालन गरिएको भए पनि कमसेकम हामीसँग एयरपोर्ट छ यसले चाहिँ अरु कुनै उत्पादनशील कार्यमा लगानी गर्न सकियो भन्ने अवस्था हुन्थ्यो।
According to local authorities, all technical and physical preparations are complete, but a lack of government initiative has prevented the airport from becoming operational again. Community members and local officials have raised concerns over the continued absence of air connectivity, especially given the significant financial investment already made.
कोरिडोर पिच भइसकेपछि हामीले यसलाई एउटा अन्तिम पटक चाहिँ प्रयास गर्छौं। अन्तिम पटक प्रयास गर्दाखेरि भएन भने यहाँ फेरि विदेशबाट फर्केका कृषकहरुलाई अब यो विमानस्थल जोतेर यहाँ चाहिँ कृषि गरौँ अब खेती गरौँ भन्नको विकल्प छैन।
With no functioning airport in Baglung, residents of the greater Dhaulagiri region, including Parbat and Magdi districts, must rely on Pokhara for air travel. Officials say that regular flight operations from Baluwa could ease travel, enhance regional access, and support tourism growth, particularly as the airport lies close to the Kaligandagi corridor and the Mid-Hill Highway. A report by Pradeep Pant for Kantipur News. It is time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Here's today's question. What is your take on the demands for budget rewriting in Bagmati and Madhya provinces? Your options are A. Negligence in the finance bill, B. Correct any errors, C. Opposition's relentless pressure, or D. No comment. Visit www.kantipurtv.com or www.ekantipur.com to share your opinion with us. Welcome back. Art has the power to captivate, to make one forget everything else and become completely immersed. That rare artistic magic lives in the work of Yadav Chandra Bhutel. Based in Pokhara, Bhutel has dedicated over 5 decades to the world of painting. His commitment has earned him both recognition and respect, along with a distinct identity in Nepal's art scene. If you step into the home of artist Yadav Chandra Bhutel in Nagdunga, Ward number 8 of Pokhara Metropolitan City, you will find yourself surrounded by canvases, each telling a story, each reflecting decades of devotion. Though it is a private residence, his house feels more like an art gallery. Now 83 years old, Bhutel still spends most of his time with brush and a pen in hand, working on the 4th floor. He often finds himself awake at night, imagining what he will paint the next day.
मलाई प्राय निन्द्रा पर्दैन थिंकिङ गर्छु बैठकमा आएर एकछिन बस्छु टिभी हेर्छु टिभीमा नि मन जान्न त्यहाँ शीतलो हुन्छ पंखा लाको मन पर्दैन अनि म त्यतिकै पल्टिन्छु सोफामा कल्पना गर्छु भोलिको चित्र कस्तो बनाउने कसरी बनाउने रातभरिमा मैले एउटा स्ट्रक्चर तयार गर्छु अनि त्यो चित्र तयार बनाउँछु मैले उस्तै परे त्यो बेलकै कोर्छु कोर्दाखेरि बुढीले गाली गर्नुहुन्छ।
Born in Parsang Pokhara 5, Bhutel was deeply inspired by the paintings of Krishna Gopal Ranjit, which he would stop to admire on his way to school. Sometimes he would spend a half an hour simply observing those artworks. His passion for art grew stronger during his school years at Soldiers Boarding High School, where he studied under Bhim Bahadur Thapa Magar. Bhutel often recalls how he used to draw portraits of his classmates, sometimes even getting punished by teachers for it.
Abstract, semi-abstract, अनि रियलिस्टिक पोर्ट्रेट यही हो मैले बनाउने।
In 1965, he moved to Kathmandu to study ISC at Chandra College, marking a turning point in his artistic journey. He later earned his bachelor's degree in fine arts from Lalit Kala campus and also pursued studies in agriculture and education at the graduate level from Rampur campus. After teaching for 37 years, he has been fully dedicated to art since 2000. His work spans abstract, realistic, and portrait styles with a particular interest in nude painting, a subject that has occasionally drawn public debate. One of his earliest sales dates back to the 1970s when he sold a painting of a man playing the sarangi to a German tourist for 40 Nepali rupees. Since then, his artworks have found admirers both among tourists and Nepali art lovers. He collaborated with fellow artists like Durga Baral, Bishwa Shakya and Gopal Shrestha to run a gallery in Tersapati, later relocating it to Nagdunga. That cooperative gallery now operates under the name Fine Art Gallery. His eldest son, Hogarth, continues the legacy, spending his spare time immersed in painting when not serving in his government role.
बुवा यो भन्दा यस्तो तरिकाले गर्दा राम्रो हुन्छ होला यसलाई भनेर हामी शेयर पनि गर्छौं। मैले यो बनाइरहेको छु भने बुवाले पनि यसमा पनि यसलाई यसो गर भन्नुहुन्छ किनभने उहाँ चाहिँ धेरै एक्सपिरियन्स भयो मसँग नलेज छ तर एक्सपिरियन्स छैन नि।
Locally known as a master of watercolors, Bhutel's dedication to art is deeply rooted in Pokhara's soil. With more than 60,000 works created over the years, he now hopes they will be preserved for future generations. A report by Bhupal Gurung for Kantipur News. Welcome back. It is time for Sports Update.
Sports News.
The Nepali national women's football team returned home after competing in the AFC Women's Asian Cup qualifiers. Nepal, which failed to qualify for the Asian Cup, landed at Tribhuvan International Airport at 10:15 a.m. today. The team was welcomed by ANFA General Secretary Kiran Rai along with other ANFA officials. Although the team was scheduled to arrive at 8 a.m., the flight was delayed by over 2 hours. Nepal had shown strong performances in the first two group matches, defeating Laos 9-0 and Sri Lanka 8-0. However, against the host nation, Uzbekistan, Nepal fell short in the penalty shootout. After trailing 3-1, Nepal made a comeback and leveled the match 3-all in regular time, with 2 goals from captain Sabitra Bhandari and 1 from Geeta Rana. The match ended in a draw during regular time, but in the penalty shootout, Uzbekistan beat Nepal 4-2. Despite scoring twice during the match, Sabitra's penalty hit the crossbar and Anjana's penalty was saved by the goalkeeper. Following the loss, Nepal missed the chance to qualify for both the Women's World Cup and the Olympics. Meanwhile, Uzbekistan qualified for the Asian Cup for the first time in 22 years. From South Asia, Nepal's longtime rivals India and Bangladesh secured their spots in the next year's final stage to be held in Australia. Now, the ACC Men's Under-16 East Zone Cup champion Nepali team has returned home. Nepal remained undefeated throughout the tournament held in Malaysia and emerged as the champions. The young team led by Captain Bipin Sharma was welcomed at Tribhuvan International Airport by Cricket Association of Nepal CAN, Secretary Paras Khadka, cricket manager Binod Das, former national player and coach Sakti Goshen, among others. Nepal defended the title by defeating Singapore by 2 wickets in the final. Captain Bipin credited good preparation for their success in winning the title. Bipin was named the best bowler of the tournament, having taken 17 wickets. Player of the series, Raunak Srivastava, expressed his happiness with his performance. Coach Dipendra Chand said they approached every match with seriousness and planned accordingly. According to Chand, while Nepal has traditionally had a strong bowling lineup, this time the team also proved itself with outstanding batting performances. In the group stage, Nepal defeated Singapore, Japan, Indonesia and Bhutan. In the semi-final, Nepal beat Malaysia. That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching.